to my cluttered garage. I'm really glad you're here. A place where we can laugh and talk and days are filled with cheer. The clouds of sun may come and go, but one thing's always clear. Welcome back, my friend. You know I'm really glad you're here. Yeah.
Hey, welcome back, my friends. I am truly glad you're here on this Monday, December 9th, 2024. This is live stream number 185. I wanted to say Monday evening. It wasn't coming out of my head. Anyway, it's Monday evening, December 9th, 2024. Thanks for being here. As always, I'm glad that you came back. If it's your first time here joining one of these live streams, we talk about tractors and DIY projects, life in the country, rural lifestyle. That's what the channel's about, and that's what we talk about here on the live stream. But additionally, if it is your first time here, please say hi in the live chat, because this is a highly interactive live stream. So you can make comments in the live chat, and then we're going to look at the chat later on, and we'll look through and answer some questions. But also let me know how you found the channel. Was it YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok? Because you can find the channel just about anywhere. We do this live pretty much every Monday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern time, just for 1 hour. Sometimes it's just me kind of chatting and free rolling. Other times I have unique special guests on, like I do tonight. Last week we had an interesting guest, and tonight we are going to meet Kellee and Scott from CHAINLOCKER. If you're not familiar with CHAINLOCKER, it is a U.S. company, U.S.-made product, and it's a storage box for your chainsaw chains for organization. And we're going to talk to Scott and Kellee. Why do I have meet Ryan? Isn't that funny? That's because I edited last week's banner. Ryan was our guest last week. So anyway, we're going to meet Kellee and Scott from CHAINLOCKER. Not Ryan. We met Ryan last week from Civil Craft Studio. That was very fun and interesting. But anyway, Kellee and Scott are going to be here in just a moment. And remember, this is an interactive live chat. So in the live chat, if you have a question for me, for Kellee and Scott, post your question in the live chat in this format with the word question followed by your question. And that makes it stand out. We've got some moderators on here who will help out as well. And then later on, we're going to do a sticker giveaway, and CHAINLOCKER is going to participate in that. So you're going to get more than just the everyday stickers that you get from me. They're going to throw something in too. So you want to stick around for that. All right, lots to talk about. So I'm going to bring Kellee and Scott on. How about now? Hey, Scott and Kellee.
Hey, how are you?
Excellent. Thanks for joining me this evening.
Thank you for the invite.
You bet. Sorry, I had the name. I had Ryan in there with you as well in the introduction. But
I was looking around. I was thinking we had a third dog in the
Right?
group here.
Would be funny if you had a kid or a friend named Ryan. You'd be like, how did they know that they were going to be with us? So, anyway, again, thanks for being here. You are coming to us live from Kentucky is your home base, right?
Yep. In fact, we're in central Kentucky right now at our hunting shack. So hence the camo background, and we've been out busy today. So
very nice. And what's your weather like this time of year there in central Kentucky?
Pick a day of the week and roll the dice.
Rainy and warm today.
Yeah,
rainy and warm. Very similar to here in southern New Jersey. Yeah, we're kind of getting that little. It was so cold last week, and now it's warmed up. But that's, like you said, changes day to day. Anyway, so you got your CHAINLOCKER shirts on, and that's what we want to talk about. I have a little picture here from your website. This is a screenshot from the CHAINLOCKER website, and you can see here on the picture that these are like a toolbox or a locker for your chainsaw chains. And you two are the brainchild behind this, and then you kept with that until it actually went to production. So tell me a little bit about CHAINLOCKER. How did it come to be?
So do you want to go or do you want me to?
Well, it was really something we thought up in the backwoods. We heat with firewood, so we started cutting here on our farm and started adding on to our saw collection. And before we knew it, we had a couple saws that were the same size with different sprocket sizes. So that caused a little bit of issues, and before we knew it, we had 5 or 6 saws, and the need for something like this clearly become evident.
So he's being very polite. Who
Tell me
wants,
what really happened, Kellee.
right? Who wants to know the real story? So actually, it was fun telling Ed earlier that we met in the woods hunting, and now we've been married. We are pushing 20 years.
Nice.
But after we got married, we bought some property. And he's right. We were both raised on burning wood, right? He and his daddy, Lord knows how many, and his brother, Lord knows how much wood they cut and split in their day. And same with our family growing up. And when we got our farm, our first property together, we started clearing trails. And 1 saw led to 2 saws, led to 3 saws. We got a fireplace or a wood burning stove. So then we start, making trails into firewood. But then the fight starting, right? A bickering, I should say, because now we're in the back of the farm doing work, and his brother would be with us sometimes, but we would have 4 or 5 or 6 saws going for different projects, and we'd start bickering. We were using Ziploc bags. I used ammo cans. We used coffee cans and shoe boxes. I would travel with a little Sharpie, right, for a Ziploc bag, sharp, dull, Scott saw, my saw, whatever. And we had the idea actually about 15 years ago. We're pushing probably 16 years ago now, to be honest. We had the idea, and it turned, as fate would have it, as horrible as the pandemic was, I got off of a plane in March of 2020. And he had been on me for a couple of years, like, let's do something. And I said, I don't even know where to start.
Yeah.
I get off the plane from Lubbock, Texas into northern Kentucky. And the world started shutting down. And he said, baby, you're going to be home for 2 or 3 weeks now, right? 2 or 3 weeks. Let's see what we can do with this idea. And because I traveled quite a bit for work, and that was in March of 2020 when we sold our very first. And then we sold our very first one in December of that year.
Yep.
So lots of work behind it, but a lot of nights at the kitchen table. I can't tell you how many chains we have in our house, how much we learned about chains, the different sizes, and that a 20-inch bar means, what it means, a 20-inch cut. It doesn't mean your chain is 20. Like, we just started learning so much to be able to come up with something universal.
And you mentioned something earlier about the different chains for different saws, that they have a different, and I'm not very familiar with this as well, but there's the like a 312 pitch or a 325 or something like that.
325, your 3/8, you got your Picos, you've got your 404s. And the Pro Series maxes out at a 404. And I know we've got some guys every now and again will ask, do you have something for the 3/4 inch? Your big harvesters that are like on the front of stuff going up side of the mountains, I guess. And ours maxes out at the 404.
Right. So
but really, our ignorance getting into this was we didn't realize that a 20-inch chain between vendors was totally different.
So we started learning about the different linkage.
We learned out that by the hard way, getting our first prototype back and just sitting there scratching our heads, wondering why nothing fit.
Oh.
But yet it fit at the factory. And
right.
That's when our
that was a huge aha.
Yeah, a true wake up moment for us, because we realized there was going to be a lot of different chains to fit in a single 18-inch category, 16-inch category, 20-inch category, which...
Yeah, you can have an 18-inch 18-inch bar or a 6, right? That, or an 18, you say I've got an 18-inch cut, but that same 18-inch may fit a different 16-inch on a size, depending how the sprocket is on that particular manufacturer, and so on and so forth. And we learned that the hard way. It's all about really the linkage, right? So.
But you weren't defeated. All that you didn't
No,
throw up your hand and
no.
you were committed to this. And so I think every successful business really finds a problem and offers a solution. And that's exactly what you did. So you were in the woods with 5 different saws, different people, different brands, different chain lengths. And you said, there's got to be a way to keep these chains organized. Not only the different chains, then you have dull chains and sharp chains, and you can't always tell just by looking at them. So that's the problem that you were solving. And the Chain Locker does this by offering a storage solution for all those different types of chains. And it's really up to the person how they're going to manage that, but you're giving them the tools to do that.
Yeah, what we've learned is everybody's saw collection is unique to their job, their industry, their lifestyle, right? And that it is not a one. So we knew that we had to have universal options, which is we have 2, because what we learned during our research is the 20-inch 72 link chain is the #1 selling chain in the United States. So we started with the original single row design, and that was our first one that we came out with for that, solving that problem, and to your point. And what we quickly learned within 2 weeks of me figuring out how to even create a video, we were talking about that, to get it on this thing called Facebook, right? Learning all this stuff. And the biggest complaint was, I need one for big boy chains.
Yeah, got to build a big one.
And that's all we kept hearing, which is why we came out with the Pro Series, which is awesome because it's got the 2 sides, the dual wrap ends. But what's fantastic about it is you can put different size chains in it without overlapping. You can put different size chains in the original, right? But you can use both sides for sharp versus dull. You can use it for the long wrap around for your longer chains, your big boy chains, some guys would call it. And it really became, we didn't know what would happen when we launched the Pro Series, but like our #1 selling combination is like 1 Pro Series and 1 original, where guys like to have both sizes.
Sure, because even pros have all different saws, and they might have a limbing saw or something. So if you're just joining us, we're talking to Kellee and Scott from Chain Locker. I happen to have one right here. Backstory of this is I met you at the Equip Expo in Louisville, Kentucky, just this past, what month was that, April?
No, that was in October.
October. I don't know why I'm thinking April. Anyway, October. Yeah. So I met you there. I picked this up at your booth. And it was, I didn't get a lot of time to talk to you because at the same time, Bree, the Chicanic, walked up, and, she's a celebrity. So people gathered around your booth to talk to Bree. And anyway, so that's where I got this. This is the universal chain storage case, 6 to 20-inch chains. And I've got a chain in there now hanging like that. You've got different areas, I guess, for the different length chains. But this is, again, if you're just joining us, this is the Chain Locker, the universal version. So how many sizes or versions do you have total?
So we only have 2 sizes. We do have multiple colors, but that's because a lot of guys, like, another one of our popular selling is 1 orange and 1 gray. And it's because they like to take the orange to the field. They take the gray one, but that's where the dull chains go, right? Or some guys just don't want the big bright colors, but we have multiple colors for, just organization purposes, but it's just the 2 sizes. So yeah, we've got the Pro Series. This one here is the Pro Series. I don't know if you can open it up. So this is an example of a Pro Series that has, we're taking advantage of this, come down with it, of that dual wrap end here. And it's got this I think is a 36-inch 404 that's in it. And we've got, right now there's 3. It'll fit, of this one, it would go 6 deep of the 404s.
Right.
But like, on your example, if you just have a regular 20-inch chain and you use it, or in an 18-inch, you'd easily fit 16 chains in this.
Wow.
Easily.
You could still put your 6, 8, 10-inch tree trimming chains in this unit as well.
Right.
So it'll fit all the way down to the 6-inch, any length.
Is that chain one full loop, or is it like folded in a way? Like, I'm assuming, say I have this one, and then you could take it halfway like that. Does it work like that, or is it just
no? Again, our main goal was to make sure that it never got tangled in the process. So it is, I don't know if you can see, it's just
literally looped up and around.
It just goes in just like you would put it on any
Right.
of your tabs. It goes up and around this
go.
section here and
Right.
comes on down. But there's no twisting of it. That's what's great. It
Well,
does
yeah.
the loop, so there is no twisting of it, no tangling.
When those chains get tangled up, it's like a puzzle. It's
And
amazing.
the longer, the worse. We've had a 60-inch chain in this one, and we got that thing tangled, or it came tangled right out of the package. And we had it on the garage floor. I felt like I was doing like the old school jumping, the jump rope games. And then we've got a guy using one for a 72-inch for his mill. But
Perfect.
I see a couple of questions. Am I allowed to? There's one that has come up. So first of all, I see Peterson Farms. You've mentioned you've got some, and a couple other guys. So thank you. We love your all support.
Great.
But we've got a couple guys saying we need one for bars.
Yeah, I saw John, our friend John, had asked that question about a chain locker for bars and chains. What do you think about that, or do you have an answer for that?
Go ahead.
It is a very common question, and I'll tell you,
Especially at shows and online, but it's a common question, but not very common, because not a lot of guys have multiple bars. It's not uncommon, but right, it's how many people have unique bars for every one of their saws. It's not uncommon, but it's not extremely common. But we get the question enough that we have toyed with it and toyed with it and toyed with it. And what's interesting is we can't figure out a feasible, universal way to do this, because if you've got multiple bars, now how do you make something universal for a 20-inch, 36-inch, 24-inch, a 48-inch, 42-inch? How long of a bar? A chain can be universal because we're going to do that loop right at the end with this dual looping system. Once you start looking at that, so like I was talking to a guy the other day, I said, one of my thoughts is, in the short term, use a rifle case. Lay those bad boys down in a rifle case, because then you can buy one long enough to accommodate your needs. But there's not a simple solution for that one while being universal, because we certainly can't afford to come out with a universal one up to 24 inches and then a universal one up to, how long? Because if you max out at a 24-inch bar or 28-inch bar, you're not going to want something 36 inches long.
Right. You'd have to have different sizes.
It's a little bit of a challenge.
Yeah.
But it is an ask.
But I'll tell you, I want to talk about the quality of this somewhat, and I can see where if you didn't have these parts in the middle, whatever you call those, I'm sure you have a name.
Tabs.
The tabs, and they're uniquely that size due to the testing that we did with all the chains that we purchased.
So if I've got this 20-inch chain. If I had an 18, I could just put the 18 down there, I guess, and
exactly
and so
16
forth.
would be the next notch.
But there are 18 on packaging, right, that will fit the 20-inch length. So that's what's so tricky about it.
Right. So if you didn't have these tabs and the box was a little bigger, you could just put the bar right in there, I think.
We could, but really the engineering of both the original and the Pro Series has been designed around the fact that those tabs, when the lid is shut and the latches are locked, that the lid bottoms out against those tabs.
So if you open yours up and you see where the lid, where it drops down, I call it the racetrack, right? So
it marries to the tabs.
That marries here, so you can have yours full and shake it and walk with it, and they're going to stay put.
Right. Right.
They cannot jump out of track with the way that system is. And it also gives the unit a lot of strength from crushes from the top, as the tabs offer an extreme strength capability from the inside of the unit if it's ran over. We've tested a little bit. We've actually ran over one by accident with our Polaris out in the field with no incidents.
I ran over one with the F-150. It didn't hold up too good. So.
I do so much. But the quality, I mean, this is a really tough, thick plastic. The hinges are it's not plastic hinges. You've got a metal rod going through the hinges and the clasps. So it's, it's something that's made to be used every day, and it's really extremely high quality. I want to talk a little bit about your manufacturing. I want to talk about where people can find this. So we have a lot to talk about. But I want to step back just a second, because you kind of went from your idea, which took you several years to finally say, all right, let's do something. In our discussion, you kind of went from your idea to production, but I feel like there's a lot to get from this point to this point. And I don't want you to take me through that, but I just want to tell you how much I respect that, because we all have ideas like, it would be great if we did this or that, but you actually followed through. And that, when I have folks on here who own, I'm going to call you a small business, but who own manufacturing businesses that make their products in the USA. I see that we've got Tim here from Big Tool Rack. Tim, I think, had a similar journey where just invented something and stuck to it. Kenny from Bolt On Hooks. You all have this drive, but I think there's something special about you, that you go from the idea and then you follow through, that's the part most of us lack, is that follow through. I mean, what kept you going? Because there are so many challenges along the way.
It became our child.
Child.
Without being, I mean, I would never compare it to my step baby, but it was like our child in so many regards. We didn't want to give up, and we don't have a give up attitude. And the very first phone call, without going through, this is how ignorant we were. And I have a business background. From not a business owner, but business management, marketing management. I had no idea. We are not entrepreneurs, I say, right? I mean, and that's a little bit of a joke, but the very first phone call was to an attorney, and I said, "How do you start a business?" and then it was just kind of ice picking it out from there.
And we had original idea. We had something that no one had hit the market with, which is so rare nowadays. They have an idea that someone hasn't thought some type of a fix around.
And there's a lot of homemade fixes.
I mean, there's a lot of homemade ideas out there. A couple of them stem around one of our original ideas.
Well, and our brother, or his brother, but he had an idea. And and he actually made something in his shop. But what kept us going was, we're not give up kind of people. And once we made the very first phone call of how do you start a business, once the business started, we were full speed ahead of all the research we could do. And we just kept pushing along. And while we've got everybody on here, we're the first people to say the chain locker is not the sole solution. Like, social media can be a little bit mean or angry sometimes. And we're always the first. We're the first to say it's not the solution for everybody, but if you're an on-the-goer, like our number one industry, we had no idea was lawn care. And it's because they're on the go. They've got a lot of different people touching their saws. They can leave chains on site. I'm notorious for getting into dirt, for getting into wire and hitting rocks. That's why I need so many chains, right? But he doesn't sometimes want me to use a saw, because he'll be like, that's a brand new chain on there. But anyway, so to answer your question, we're just not give up kind of folks. It's been hard. We've learned. I wish I would have started a book when this started on everything that we have learned and had to overcome in the last 4 years.
Yeah.
Well, it's not too late. I'm sure you're busy, but it wouldn't be too late to write that down. And I mean, to go from from concept to engineering, which is a whole different, I'm sure you had to outsource engineering, and then you have to find a manufacturer, and you found a local manufacturer, at least within the States. So you're producing it in the States. It's so far into so many people. And of course, it was a first for you. Now, maybe you'll expand and do other things because you have all this great knowledge. But if you haven't done it before, that's really difficult. And that's just cool that you followed through and you made these connections. Tell me about the manufacturing of this product.
So the manufacturer, well, it's in New Albany, Indiana, which we like to share that because it's an hour and a half from our home. We found a great group of guys. Truly, they've been a phenomenal partner, and they are produced and hand assembled while they're warm. And we like to share that with folks because I don't even know if you noticed on yours. I think I remember hearing it on the video. When a chain locker is brand new and you open it, you're going to hear a little bit of a creak, like a creaky sound. And it's because those metal rods are put in, by the way, while it's warm. And so they kind of shrink back down. And that's by design to keep it good and tight. So that first couple, you don't hear this now, but that first couple of times, it's so tight. But I don't know what else to share about the manufacturing process, but they've been, it's the product itself is made it's got UV additive to it. That doesn't necessarily protect the product from fading. Plastic fades if it's in the sun all day long, but the integrity of that product is going to hold up. In fact, Ed, when you met us at the show, the ones that we have on the table are the same ones we've been carrying into the woods and in our truck and everything else for 4 years.
Oh, nice.
So we do. It's got quite a bit of that UV protective added to it, and it holds up against gasoline spills. I saw somebody who mentioned, have we had issues with knockoffs? We did indeed have issues with knockoffs. We got our U.S. utility patent this year, so we're very proud of that. That was 3 excruciating years waiting for that, and but that has helped get rid of some of the knockoffs. But the knockoffs are horrible. They one of them actually melted when it came into contact with gasoline, which why would you want that for anything? But they're very flimsy. They don't stay shut. They're not, it was actually awful, but we've been able to get rid of quite a few of those out of the United States.
And that's an important reminder to make sure you're getting the actual chain locker, because that is a problem with companies overseas copying products, manufacturing them extremely low quality in comparison. So I did want to ask where people can actually get their hands on these, because you do sell them on your website, which, by the way, we do have a coupon code that people can enter to save through this live stream. But they can also purchase from local dealers, so they can get their hands on it, they can feel it, touch it, and see the quality. So tell me about some of your distributors, or where people can find the product if they want to see it in person.
Yep, and thank you for mentioning our dealers. Like you said, you can buy it on our website. We are available on Amazon, but I can promise you, we prefer, if your local dealer has them in stock, support local, support brick and mortar. We are very, very, very passionate about that, because if you've got issues with your saws or any of your equipment, those are the guys that are going to be able to help you out. So we're in a lot of outdoor equipment dealers throughout the United States. So if they sell Still or Husqvarna or Echo, if they don't carry us, you can always ask that they do. That's really where you see us mostly right now, in brick and mortar.
Yeah, and speaking of distributors, and people always ask to U.S. companies, is this available in Canada as well? And you have distributors in Canada as well. And one of them is our friend Gord from GP Outdoors. I saw a comment from Chris who said that he first learned about this product. There you go. I first learned about it from Gord at GP Outdoors. It's on his Christmas list. But so you've got Canadian distribution. That's what I wanted to ask you about next.
Yep. So it's been a little slow for us to build distribution in Canada. I think just with shipping challenges, not with the current shipping challenges, but shipping challenges in general. The product is long and lightweight, but yeah, we've got GP Outdoors that carries it. We've got the Arborist store, and we're also on Amazon Canada. But again, we prefer that you purchase outside of Amazon when possible, because we want to support individual businesses as well.
And your distributors are very competitive with the Amazon price. Amazon doesn't always mean you're going to get the best price. They can get a good price from the distributor as well, if not better, if I understand correctly.
Yes, the dealer, you will probably be able to get this product a couple dollars cheaper at your local dealer than you will be able to on Amazon.
Which is fantastic. That's not always the case. So not only can you see it and touch it and buy it in person, but you can walk out the door with it when you see it. So that is great. I just if you bear with me 1 second, with these live streams, sometimes we have some technical issues, and sometimes, what are they called? Bots or spam. Anyway, somebody's trying to break into this live stream, so I just need a second to get rid of them here, if you don't mind, for 1 second. I hope I don't click the wrong thing here.
No,
oh my gosh!
But getting rid of me, that's kind of taking it a little far.
All right.
CHAINLOCKER.
Whoa! Hey, how are you?
Man, it was Gord. It was Gord from GP Outdoors. He was hacking the live stream. Man.
Look at you sneaking on in here.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, just fresh back from the cabin. I haven't shaved in a few days, and I'm probably looking a little worse for wear. But boy, it was a snowy adventure this weekend.
So we're at deer camp as well. So.
Well, yeah, we're at deer camp or turkey camp this week. And when Ed called me earlier and we were getting ready to hop on, I said, dude, I'm a hot mess. I didn't even want to put it on.
Well, I put a hat on because you don't want to see the lid under here. That's for sure. But it's so nice to see you folks again. It's been a little while since we chatted. Yeah, for sure. And thank you for letting me bust in there, Ed.
Thanks, Gord. I was going to say, Gord, I'm here too,
No, yeah.
I'll just leave and let you guys chat. You can just take over the whole live stream, Gord. Go ahead. Hey, so Gord, tell me though. So you have a great relationship with CHAINLOCKER. You have a website and you sell their product on their website. Last time I had you on the live stream, you generously gave one of these away as a gift, which was really nice. Tell me, Gord, how you hooked up with Scott and Kellee, and you're an ambassador for this product. And I'm sure they won't mind if you tell us a little bit about your experience with it.
Yeah, I have to. I honest to goodness, I'm getting old. I don't remember how we connected in the beginning, but I know I saw the product
like they did.
What's that, Bill?
Did you meet in the woods like they did?
Oh, I always the third man out. I'm always that third guy hanging along. But I love the product, and I got one in, and I've been using one now for a few years, and they were kind enough to let me retail it up here in Canada after we talked a little while. But yeah, I love the product. As you folks know, I don't have a garage or a workshop up there, so my chain lockers they sit in my bedroom, which of course my wife just loves, right beside my saws. But no, it's an excellent product. I've been selling it now, I think, for 2.5 years, I believe. And similar to what Kellee was mentioning earlier, most people buy the 2-pack. They want one for dull and one for sharp. And so, we use them up there. I've got several of them up there. And then I've got, I don't have the Pro version because I don't have saws that big. And the 25 and the 28-inch chains I have for my 462, I just fold them over at the end and they fit in fine. So so it's been a few years, I think, for sure. We've never met in person, but one of these days I'll get down to the States to one of the shows and sneak up on you.
There you go.
There you go.
Well, you could come to the Farm Machinery Show in February, right? You're going to be there, Kellee and Scott, right?
Yep, we're going to be in the North Wing this year. We were telling Ed that we're a little afraid. We were tucked back in the corner of the West Wing last year. So, but yeah, the National Farm Machinery Show in Louisville, Kentucky will be there in February.
You had great exposure at the Equip Expo. You were in a good spot, and
that's great.
Great exposure.
We love going to those shows. meeting people face to face, and somebody even talking about the knockoffs earlier. It's awesome. Like, we've had several people at that shows like, oh my gosh, I've seen those commercials, but I didn't really think it was, I didn't trust where the product was coming from. Or you hear these like unusual comments, and when you get to meet people face to face and they get to put their hands on the product, they realize it's the real deal.
And we've had people at these shows. We're on our 4th year now at that show, that will make a special trip around. They don't need to buy another. They just want to tell us, we're on year 3 and love the product, and just want to swing by to say hello.
Or this year we had how many guys saying, I only bought 2 last year, and I should have bought 4 because they've got multiple trucks in their fleet. That always feels good, right? When they've had it for a year, they're using it, and they just want to add more to the fleet. So
yeah, and it's a tough unit. It's very sturdy, and it does have, as we talked about when I was looking at the laser option on them. It does have an element that helps to protect from UV rays as well in the polypropylene. So it's a well-made product, and it's sturdy as can be. And it's, for us, as you guys have probably seen on the channel, we don't baby our tools. Like, they get chucked into the trailer, just everything gets chucked in. You don't place anything in really nicely or anything. And it's held up really well for me. And it certainly helps a lot because, especially when you've got, I don't even know how many chains I have now because I have so many of them, different sizes for different bars. And I have nowhere else to put them. And similar to, it's so funny to hear you guys say that. I used to put them in Ziplocs too. Zip them up and put them on a shelf. So now at least I've kept them all out, and it keeps them straight, keeps them untangled, and it's an excellent product. And as you guys know, I'm a big fan of Canadian and U.S. businesses and supporting local businesses. Absolutely.
Yes, we agree.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, likewise. I mean, if we don't support each other and support local, it's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger. That's for sure, right? I mean,
absolutely.
at the big warehouses. So,
well, you have a great product which has a great following, and I'm seeing in the comments here, people have so many ideas, and you probably hear this over and over again, but maybe you take those to heart. This Old Trucks Work has a suggestion that they'd be interested in a double-sided unit. So, what are you showing me here?
Old Trucks Work. And there's also another question somebody asked about how many chains. Mikey asked, so we'll address that in a minute. So, Old Trucks Work, the Pro Series. So actually, we have one of our personal units. The Pro Series, if you can see it, is a double-sided unit, right? So you're able to put one chain, right? You could put one size chain up here. I hope everything doesn't fall out. But like one size up here and another size down here, or sharp versus dull. In addition, this one will fit several of your tools. Let's get the yellow one over here. It'll actually fit your squinch, your file. I keep a toothbrush in it, a paintbrush, everything to like clean stuff out. We took it out for the purpose of this, but so this is the yellow is really a badass yellow, by the way, but it doesn't look good on camera, I guess. But so that's got like our 14 hole saw and our 25-inch or 28-inch in it, I think.
Nice. Now, when they mentioned a double-sided unit, what I was envisioning was that you'd have a door on one side and a door on the other side, so you could have
interesting,
like a divider in the middle. So you'd have, this side would say dull, this side would say sharp. So you just open up either one.
Interesting. Yeah, I think we've actually had somebody else bring that up. Yes. We've talked about that. Yep.
Yeah, and you just mentioned Ronnie had a question about sharpeners and other tools, and your big case there. You said your Pro case can fit some of those things. Yeah.
And we've tried simplifying it as much as possible, because when you go to the back 40, I mean, we think about how messy the back of our Polaris gets, or the bucket of our tractor. And so we've just tried to keep things simple. So, but somebody did ask how many. So the general rule of thumb is you can go 8 deep, right? It's 2 inches. They're 2 inches deep. So, and that'll fit 8 8 chains stacked on each other. The only caveat to that is in the Pro Series where you can fit your big 404s, you'll fit 6 deep. So on that one.
Okay.
If stacked directly on top of each other.
If stacked on top of each other and you're going around the loop, but then depending how big your chain is, you still have room for like a pole bar or something at the end. A pole bar or a pole saw chain.
Pole saw. So how many? I'm sorry. How many thick? Did you say 8?
8 if it's a 325 or a 3/8.
Right.
Right, and then on a 404, you're gonna it's 6 because of course it's much thicker.
Yeah.
So the Pro Series is set up to where you could put 2 25-inch chains in.
This is where it makes it easy at the trade shows. Right?
Around the loops for a total of 16 25-inch chains. And they would not overlap each other. So you get 16 25s in there and 2 groups of 8.
Oh, yeah.
Gord, do you ever go out with that many chains?
Oh, well, I got to tell you, I think there might have been a time when I needed them because I'd hit every time I went out. It seemed I was hitting a rock or I was getting pinched and bent in a bar. But no, I'm usually pretty good with 2 now. I just I keep them in here, and it depends how many hours of the day, and that's kind of one of the benefits of it is, you know, you can sit down and get knees into the ground and stick the saw between my legs and start sharpening. Or I can just flip this thing open and throw a new chain on it super quick, tighten it, and keep going. So, on a less humorous note, it's more the case of how many hours we're out there because it's just easy if you've got several spare sharp chains sitting in this thing that I can just open up the casing, throw the new chain on it, and put the other one in the back, as opposed to sitting down and trying to file it on the ground between my legs.
Yeah,
which is a bit of a sight.
Well,
make a video for us.
We're like you. We try and throw an edge on our chain every time we change the gas or whatever. But I'm not joking when I tell you, if there is a rock 100 yards from here, I will find it.
Yeah, you and me both. I tell you, it's just so disheartening. You get all your stuff together, everybody gets out in the forest, you start going at it, and within a few minutes it's done, and your chain's toast. I mean, you're not filing that out between your legs because you're 30-40 strokes a tooth getting that out.
Yeah,
so
right.
It's a lot easier being able to just pull out a fresh one, and then it's a lot nicer going back to, well, in my case, I go back to my neighbor's workshop and we throw it in the vise and we sharpen them up nice and clean.
That's something I need to get better at, is chainsaw sharpening. I'm not good at it. I've got that steel multi-tool sharpener, which I thought was amazing when it was brand new, but maybe I just need to replace the rat tail file inside. And it's also so tedious. Like, this takes too long. Any chainsaw sharpening is like, this is a long time.
Yeah, that's why it's kind of it's better done over a coffee in the morning before you get out, and then you put all your chains into the chain locker and you're good for the day. And usually, you know, the 3 of us get together, as you guys know, you see sometimes in the videos, and we'll all sharpen together early in the morning over coffee and tell some stories and some lies. Usually a lot of lies.
That's true. So Rhett made a comment here that he keeps his chain locker on his big tool rack, which is great. That I've done some content on the tool rack and worked with Tim there, and a lot of storage opportunities on there. So it sounds like a great combination of products. And again, two great companies. I'm just so happy to see when small businesses can succeed like this.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, very happy to carry it, and thank you, folks, once again for your kindness and letting me
for your support.
Bring it up here.
Yeah, we thank you way more. I can promise. Every new partnership and you know, good hardworking folks that we meet. It's been an amazing couple of years. You know.
Yeah, good for you. Well, I wish you nothing but success or continued success for sure.
Hey, Gord, thanks for hacking in on us. I do appreciate it.
Yeah. No, it was very. I just thought I was tugging and I was whining and scratching at the door there until you finally let me on. So,
Please let me in. But
hey, happy holidays to everybody, and Ed, thank you so much again as always. Appreciate everything.
you
And
bet.
you guys,
Gord,
all the best for Christmas.
Likewise.
We'll get you back on, Gord. Maybe you and me can do an episode and get caught up on some things.
Yeah, that'd be great. You bet.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thanks
and all
so
the
much.
best, everyone.
Bye, Gord.
Cheers.
Bye.
Well, that was a fun surprise, right?
And it has been. I tell you, Ed, the amount of people that we've met, starting
Good
up their own
people.
businesses,
Good
it's
people.
been an amazing several years. Just to all the smart people, we've got a good relationship with a product. I don't know if you've heard of Sawhaw. They also sell our product
Kenny,
online.
absolutely, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a great guy. And again, he came up with a product out of pure need because he ran over a saw, brand new saw, by the way.
Yep.
But, it's just been really, we've learned a lot from so many other smart people along the way.
And I'm happy through my channel here that I've gotten to meet you and folks like Kenny and Tim and Rob and Ryan. And they're all, again, so similar in your stories, just regular people who have an idea, but follow through with it and actually get it to market. And I know there are a lot of ideas that don't work, don't happen. They're not all success stories, but you work hard and it's just tough. There's no guaranteed formula, and you're doing it. But
Yeah.
I often say there's luck, there's timing, there's skill, and you need a little bit of all that to make it. There's not one single element that makes it work. Just because you work hard doesn't mean it's going to be a success. Just because you get one break doesn't mean it's a success. So it's a lot of work. And again, I just have so much respect for what you're doing, and I know it's your passion. But I think it's great. I do want to mention too, we're going to do a giveaway here in just a moment. If you do decide to check out ChainLocker USA and you want to order directly, you can save 10% with code MCG10. So thank you for setting that up for us as well. But that's a way to purchase directly through ChainLockerUSA.com.
Good deal.
Thank you.
We're excited to do a couple giveaways.
Yes. So let's do that. I do a sticker giveaway each week. So that's what I do here. But you're going to throw something in for this giveaway. Tell me about it.
So we are going to give away a ChainLocker hat.
Nice.
And we are going to give away a ChainLocker.
Very nice. That's exciting. Now, I think what we're going to do here is I forgot to ask Gord about this because he's up in Canada, but there's an issue with shipping right now in Canada. They've got a strike with the postal system. Is that correct?
Yep. We will figure something out. We just don't, if somebody from Canada wins, we'll figure something out. And we just don't know the exact timing just yet, as we have to figure out the details.
They may not get it for the holiday season. So otherwise, we're going to open up this giveaway to U.S. and Canada only at this time because, shipping around the world is tough. So that's what we're going to do. And this should be fun. So let me explain the way this works. I will share a word or a phrase on the screen, and in the live chat, folks will enter the word or phrase exactly the way that it appears. So the word is going to be #sharp. Speaking of sharp chains. So from the live stream, if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook Live, enter the word #sharp with no spaces. It can be uppercase, it can be lowercase, it can be a combination, doesn't matter. And we will enter you into this live stream or live chat giveaway.
Man, look at all the fast typers out there.
Coming in quick, right? They're coming in. And again, thank you for offering this up. That's really generous of you to do this. So we're doing a hat, my stickers, and an actual chain locker. Are you doing the original chain locker universal system?
I would assume we would ask the person which one fits their lifestyle better.
Okay.
Yep. Is that fair to do it? Is it fair to
Sure.
be that flexible about it?
Absolutely. What we'll do is we'll have the winner
Somebody
email
has-
me, and then
If
I'll
somebody
forward that
has
to
a
you.
36. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We'll just have them tell us what they want. You're going to offer up whatever color they want, and it's up to you.
If we ain't got it, you don't need it. No, I'm just checking.
You didn't want that color anyway, right? All right, good. So I'm going to hit this draw button here in just a moment. Sometimes I let the music run out. Builds tension, and excitement. But we can see there's my. There we go. I'll hover over the draw button.
Your tech savvy is amazing to me.
Is it now?
I was on the phone with somebody a couple weeks ago, and I forget, we were talking about something. It was a customer who had called, and I said, I know how to run a chainsaw, but when it gets all to that techie stuff, I don't know what to do next. So,
just part of the world we live in now.
Oh, it is. It is.
All right. Well, we've got 31 entries, so that's a good chance for somebody to win. We'll hit this in just one moment.
Lance says you're killing me.
All right. Here we go. Kent from Hope Construction. Congratulations, Kent. Kent is a longtime viewer, is usually here every single week. So congratulations, Kent. That is very exciting. And pretty sure Kent is here in the States, so that'll make it easier for shipping for you too. All right. Congratulations, Kent. Kent, you know the deal. You've been here before, but I need you to send me an email with your proper name and shipping address, and you can just email me at contactmcgtv@gmail.com and provide that information, and I will forward that.
Yeah, what unit that he would like.
And if he allows me to call him to share the phone number with you, because I will find out what color hat he wants and what size and color of chain locker he wants.
What color hats do you have?
We have camo, of course, and we've got some high-vis hats as well.
Nice.
So, yep.
Are those available separately as purchase on your website for folks
No,
who might
we
want
haven't figured that out yet.
Okay, this is really a special gift, right?
No, we just have a few, and we give them away periodically, right? Just a couple. I mean, yeah, but shows and stuff like this.
Do you sell the shirts or anything on your website?
We don't.
No,
Come on, man.
Yet.
You got an opportunity here for more stuff. Anyway,
we do. We don't know how the way our shipping works right now. We're not sure how to tack that on, but we can figure it out.
Excellent. Now we are at December 9th. So if folks order this now, will they have it in time for the holidays?
Well, assuming everything goes well with UPS and FedEx and USPS, yes. So one of the great things about ordering from our website is everything ships out typically the same or the next business day. So it's not one of those things where it's 3, 4, 5 days later you get an update. Typically, it's within 24 to 48 hours.
Okay. So you've got the inventory, you're ready to go. And if folks order within the next couple days, they should have it for the holidays.
Yep. I think in fact, just a couple weeks ago on one of our posts, somebody mentioned ordering one on our website, and they said I got it faster than if I got it from Amazon, and we were very proud about that.
Right?
Again, some great partners in our lines.
Yeah, if you order in the morning, it'll go out that day.
Excellent. Well, I can't thank you both enough for joining me this evening. It's always great to talk to entrepreneurs. I think it's inspirational for folks listening who also have ideas, and just to know that it's possible. You got to work your tail off, but it's possible, right?
Yeah, so we somebody gave us some advice with dinner years and years ago, and we were talking about a big challenge, and I said, how did you go to the next step? And they said, I just started. And she said, the only way you can accomplish anything, whether you know what you're doing or not, is to just start. And so we tell people that all the time. If you've got an idea, you just have to start.
That's it.
So.
Excellent. Well, thank you both again. I hope that we can talk again soon. I'm planning to go to the Farm Machinery Show in February. I know it's a lot closer for you than for me. I'm what, eight hours away or so, but it's in your home state. So I hope that I can get there. And if I do, I will certainly track you down.
We look forward to seeing you. Please. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And Kent, I saw, yes, we've got plenty of orange, but send out everything else and we'll make sure to hook you up.
All right. And Kent, yeah, if you want to send your phone number with that, I'll forward that over to Kellee and Scott as well. So thank you both. Have a great holiday. And
thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, folks.
Bye.
Well, thanks so much for joining me tonight. That was a great conversation. They always go by so quickly. There's always so much more we can talk about and think about, but I do appreciate you joining me this evening. I hope to see you next week. I'm going to be skipping a live stream. Actually, I won't be here next week. That's what I wanted to mention. I have got an event with the I'm a board member for Habitat for Humanity, and we have an event next Monday evening. So I will not be here next Monday evening. So I hope you can make other plans. I don't know why that thumbs up came up again. I always get those things wrong. Anyway. So anyway, won't see you next week, but we'll see you the following week. So have a great week. Thanks again for all your support of the channel. Thanks for supporting these businesses that are kind enough to spend time and talk with us. And I hope you'll support them as well. Again, have a great week. As always, I look forward to seeing you next time.